Yeah, you remember the game against Uriana like few weeks ago
Yes.
with Curtis? Yeah, I was considering between this game and the other one. Yeah, and here I wanna look at a few moments in the early game, and
Okay.
there is a part like 13 to 18 minutes where I didn't know what to do, died a few times.
Okay. So it's more of a mid-game VOD.
Kinda, yeah. There's still early game shenanigans though.
Okay. I will say versus Ari, I do like to have either D shield or second wind because in the first three waves she can actually um, like poke you out super hard, and then it's hard to find a trade on wave two and wave three if she
Yeah,
uh,
okay.
chunks you enough.
I still remember asking when to go double shoot and you said never
Um,
a while
yeah.
ago.
So what I would do is I would go the D blade, but I would just go second wind. Some people like to go D shield with another rune, but I'd prefer to go second wind and still keep the D blade.
Yeah, the Aris I play against aren't that good.
Yeah, I saw
You
Irelia
can get,
King do both, but I think you should be able
yeah,
to get away with one.
I can get away with this one page every game, pretty
Okay,
much.
so unfortunately here looks like we missed the first wave. We end up with an assist because of it, and she misses a lot as well.
And I lose my flush.
I mean, you're getting level 2 here, right? So it doesn't really make sense to queue out. You could just look for an E and get a really good trade here.
Yes.
Okay, and we had to drop the Q unfortunately, but we haven't taken too much damage yet, so okay, let's see here. Yeah, we missed the E. I think let's see. With this E here, it's going to be nicer if you Q to this minion, because you're just going to be a lot closer. Like you Q to this minion, it would
Yeah.
be a lot nicer if you just Q'd to this minion, and then it's going to be way easier to land this E.
Does it not matter though? Like they always same speed?
Yes, but you can just, like, it's easier to flick it further.
Ah, you mean? Yeah, that okay. I'd never thought about that.
And also here, like, this is a really important concept for landing Irelia E. So, let's say you QE like this. She can either, she can run to either side of the E, right? If you throw it like this. Let's say you QE here, you Q here, right? How is Ari gonna run? Let's say, like, if we freeze frame when Irelia is right here
Towards
on,
bot, away from me towards bot.
yeah, exactly. She's gonna run down.
Okay.
So that movement is very predictable. So we can throw an E like this, and it's way easier to land,
Yeah,
right?
she did something similar here, but the opposite direction.
Yeah, exactly, because we're kind of queuing in a line with her, right? So she can go either way. It's not really predictable how she's gonna move here. In general, this is a very important principle. In general, the more you can accentuate this, like for example, if you could even queue here, that's more likely to make her uh, walk downwards, right?
Yeah,
Like the further to one side you queue, the more likely she is to run down, and then the more likely it is to land an E on that, right?
yes. That's something I started doing sometimes, like late later at the Borg. If I like queued on the minion and then the caster right behind her, I will know she will run towards bot. But I never thought about it in that smaller way,
Yeah,
let's say.
exactly. It's called the general theory of I call it that. Okay, so we're gonna push. We do have the wave in a good position. Nice QE. Like this QE is really good because she's on a wall, right? So it's a lot harder for her to dodge. I really like the Q. Yeah, nice. So here, I really like the Q because you get behind her, right? So it's harder for her to like throw an E at either you or Briar. Good. We shove here. Okay. Yep. Good purchase. We can just let the wave come in again. Okay, so what should we do here?
Grab some minions and hold the wave.
Yeah. So this wave is getting quite big, so we should try and thin this ideally, which we do. Very nice. Yep, good. Okay. I think you thinned this a bit too much because now it's going to be bouncing, but okay. Let's see if you can get something done here. Okay, so a few
Yeah, that
mistakes here.
was
The
okay.
f the first thing, you did a good job thinning, but I think you did a bit a bit too good of a job. You ended up making the wave too small, right? So this wave's not gonna last here, and I think Ari realizes that because she realizes all she has to do is just soak XP and farm from a distance and let the wave come out, right? So I think
Yes.
that's why Ari's not really choosing to walk up here. The second thing is this is something that I've started doing in my own Irelia gameplay, which is that I'm very cognizant of thinning the best minion, right? So
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
this case, the difference between having this minion thinned and having this minion thinned, this minion is massive. It makes a really big difference, okay? Now if we fast forward here, um, notice how we're trying to QE here, Q here, and then E her, right?
Yeah. But if it was the third minion, it would have been so much easier.
Yes, that as well. But the thing to understand here is that she's basing her threat on, like your threat on her, based on whether or not you can jump to this minion, right? The closer you are to this minion, the more likely she's going to feel threatened. Whereas if you stand all the way back here, right, you can still get on her in like 2 Qs, but she's not going to really realize that.
Yeah. That. Yeah. Like you walk away. There. Oh yeah, I'm safe, and then you dodge 3 times,
Yeah, exactly.
and you're on top of them.
So what we want to do here is we want to be able to thin one of these minions and then stand all the way back here. But because you stand so far up, she's feeling too threatened to walk up.
Yeah, that's another thing I do after Bork. Like I will hit a melee 2 times and then walk away, but I haven't thought about it in the early game.
Yeah, exactly. When we have the wave set up in these positions, the easiest way to get a kill on Ari is to disguise how much threat we have. We want to make her feel as safe as possible while still being able to go on her. And then because of this, we're unable to find a kill, which is fine. I mean,
Yeah.
and
Oh, oh yeah, here, do you agree with this chef and Rico?
um, let's have a look. So I think the thing is, let me see. It's hard to say because from a big picture perspective, if you look here, we have Briar coming back onto the map and we're about to hit level 6, right? So we can this wave is bouncing, which means we can get prio. I think this could be a good opportunity to play for grubs here.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's one of the things I wanted to look at
Mm.
was this recall, because I recall and it's good for me, but then she starts grips and then we
Yeah,
lose a lot.
exactly. And based on the fact that we're getting level 6 here. Oh, sorry, I need to find need to see where you press tab. Oh my god. Well, anyway, I can see
You
from the
can make
tab that Briar is like 2 kills now, right?
mhm.
So she's quite strong. I think the best way to play this is just to look for skirmishes with Briar. If she wants to play for an objective, you just hover there. And I think given that she's on the top side of the map, we see she's not really gonna have bot camps. We can assume that she's gonna want to play for grubs here. So I think by shoving this so hard, if we just continue to stack this, we can give her time to either go Raptors or Grump, or we just see what she does, and then depending on that, then we can control the wave. But now because we hard shove, we use all our mana, all our HP, and we can't actually back her up here. And now, yeah, you're just completely like into your team, right?
Yeah, that's definitely I cannot vision too much on the 1v1.
Yeah, because if we look here, like Briar was so strong, we would just love to be able to fight with her, right? Especially get that we have our level 6 coming up soon. So that's a bit of like a macro misplay. And then, oh my god. Okay, those mechanics are pretty crisp there. Let's see this. Yeah, that was really clean. Well played. I think
I get like
I think in an ideal world here, I mean it's tricky, right? Because it's really hard to win this now. The most you can do here is taking one of them with you, like Xin Zhao, right?
yeah, but I queued his checks.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to even have the mouse accuracy to like target one of them in this case because they're kind of standing on top of each other. But if you're able to hit Xin Zhao here, like what you could, if you're Faker, you could notice that Xin Zhao is not going to have his knockup. Do you know how Xin Zhao knockup works?
Third hit knockup.
Yeah, third hit. So he shouldn't have his knockup yet. So if you get a few more auto attacks and then you save his W for the knockup, then maybe you win this. But it's
Yeah,
still really hard.
yeah,
But I think you played this mechanically really well.
yeah. The 1v2 I would have won it.
Yeah, for sure. It's weird that Jax is even here, to be honest. Like, I wouldn't have expected Jax there. So,
Yeah, that's something in the BBC Ultimate Top Guide the top laner always talked about.
mm,
In these situations, the top goes through mid
yeah.
back to top.
So, one other thing here. Notice how we're back in this situation and we don't have any of the good minions thinned, right?
Yeah,
I wouldn't even mind right now just queuing to this minion, auto-attacking here, and then walking back.
yeah. But there's just so weird. There's so many times where I hit the back minion and then it goes to the front.
Yeah, yeah, nice. I like how you played that, waiting for the Briar
Briar
Q,
Q.
because it's way more guaranteed of a stun, so that's really smart. Nice. Okay, let's skip forward here because you're in a pretty good situation, and we even managed to kill her again. Really nice. Nice. Okay, yeah, we're definitely at that point where we're just winning skirmishes. Let's see what you do here. So, I mean, I think here you should just probably. I actually not. No, I don't mind you staying on the map.
Yeah, like if I recall, she gets this wave in for free.
Yeah, I don't mind that, but I don't think you should be looking to freeze. Why is this freeze bad?
Not sure.
what do you want to do next here? Like what wins you this game?
Hmm, good question. I don't know. I'm super 10 out vision on killing the Ari,
Okay, that's fine. Like,
but I guess playing with Briar,
yeah, I would say that's roughly correct. But how more specifically? Like, how do you want to play with Briar?
push and move.
So what I'm thinking here is uh, the next big thing we want to focus on is Drake in 35 seconds,
All
right?
right. So yeah,
So if we look at our team, we
yeah,
have
I get.
Ult on Twitch
So
and Lulu. We're insanely strong right now with this much gold and Bork, and Briar's really strong, right?
yeah. So if I get it, like you want me to reset to buy for Drake.
Exactly, yes. Because by
Okay.
doing this, we're getting nice trades,
Yeah.
but
So for the if there was no Drake, this would be good.
um yeah. Yeah, if there was nothing you really wanted to play for, this would be good. But
Yeah.
I think what you should be doing here is you should just be calling for Drake, like pinging it. Because what ends up happening here is Briar actually goes topside, and they kill Jax, which is fine. But like from a gameplay perspective, top is top is down like 3 plates, and Mundo's never really going to be able to meet Jax on the side lane, right? So it doesn't
Yeah.
really make sense to play for top. And now because of this, we should. Okay, they don't even do Drake, which is really good for us at least. Okay, yep, stay mid.
Oh, right here starts the
Okay,
fiesta.
so where is
Dragon
is
top. Do
Mundo
I
on
TP top?
Drake right now?
Yeah, he's on Drake.
So what I would do is I would just get this plate and then TP top and defend top.
Okay.
And if you don't defend top, just continue to. Oh, okay.
Man, that T.
Yeah, let's have a look at all of this. So first thing, we're a bit late to this, right? So we're not in this fight. If we had reset and been here earlier, we're in this
Yeah,
fight, right?
I see the snowball.
So
He
because we're
pushed
not in
back.
this fight, we get Brom, but we don't really get anything else from this fight. If you're in this fight and you clean up, you get 3 kills or something like that. Giving Jax top doesn't really matter because you can like get 3 or 4 kills bot, take Drake, reset, and then run top and defend here, right? And you're only gonna lose tier 1 and a plate for that, which is worth, right?
Yeah, it's crazy how that staying mid snowballed.
Yeah, but because of this now we're ending up in a pretty weird situation. Yeah, and we even die here and give 500 gold. So I think in terms of replication for next time, the main concept you need to be thinking about is always considering how are you, like, what's your next play? Because it really feels like here you're not really thinking about what you need to do next to win the game. You're just thinking about killing the Ari. Okay, so yeah, the main problem here was you just didn't really you weren't really thinking ahead trying to plan out how to win this game, right? From my perspective of how I win this game, Briar is so strong, I'm so strong now. I just want to find skirmishes and team fights to win with Briar, right? Any skirmish or team fight with Briar is probably good. So yeah, we
Yeah,
needed
that
to
makes
keep
so much sense.
we needed to keep that in our mind because now all of this happens and it's a bit of a disaster.
Yeah,
Okay,
and the disaster continues.
so we come back, we open mid. I mean, I think you should
Wait,
just.
didn't we skip over some stuff? Yeah, we skipped over a lot. I died again. You skipped over entire death.
No, no, we covered this. Oh, this death.
Yeah, that was straight up tilt right here.
Okay, let's see.
Straight up tilt.
So I think this is a bit of a mechanical misplay.
The W.
Yeah, just keep hitting here.
Yeah.
Keep ordering. And then W, W, and then Q to one shot at the end. But that's not necessarily a bad death. Like, we get a lot of gold from that. And we don't even have to use
But
our
it was
flash, which is really
but
nice.
it was very lucky. It kind of sent it.
I don't think it's that lucky. Like, if we look, Jax is top. Um, I mean, you can make the argument that we see Ari mid. Do, what do we know of Xin Zhao? I mean, I guess we didn't really know where Xin Zhao was, so from that
Yeah.
perspective, it could have been lucky, yeah.
And the fight was very close.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. We run back mid.
Finally play with Briar.
Perfect. You can keep fighting here. You just have to wait your ult.
Yeah, but
Oh, but now
then
Ari
Jax teleport.
TPs.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I wipe them with ult and then I see the TP.
Okay. So let's have a look here. We come back. We see Mundo top and Briar bot. Um, the thing here is that there's nothing going to be happening on the map, right? So this is our opportunity to farm, basically. So I think instead of running like this, we just want to run straight bot. Because what we're doing here is we're forcing plays for no reason, right?
Yeah, so I ping that off and just go
If
bot.
if a play is about to happen, it's okay to be with your team for it, right? But you don't, at least in my mind, it's not your time to force plays right now. Just play around a neutral objective, in my opinion. Like you're as a team, you're not far enough ahead where you can force these plays. Like the Varus is still quite strong, and they have just a very good skirmishing with like Ari, Xin Zhao, Braum, Varus. Like they're very good at
Yeah,
fighting.
and me and Twitch didn't have ult.
Yeah, exactly. So
With both of our roots, that would have been good. I think he would also come.
so basically, how we want to play this. The first thing going into mid game with Irelia is we always want to start from a side lane. Okay, so getting into the side lane is really important because it just simplifies the pattern of how you play the rest of the game. Because if you open mid here, right? You run mid with your team. This is a fine play normally if there's something going on in mid lane, right? But if we look, Lulu Briar is bot, Twitch is here, Mundo's here. Nothing's gonna happen in mid lane. Twitch is just gonna catch this wave under tower, and then whatever, right? So our
Yeah.
goal should be go into the side lane, and then instantly start shoving a wave, right? Now, what do we do after we shove a wave? It depends. If we see that a fight can happen mid, we should instantly try and run mid and hover there, right? But if nothing's happening mid or no one responds to bot wave, you can just keep pushing bot, right?
Yeah, so just run bot, push, and either keep pushing or there's fight commit.
Yes, exactly. But now because we're going to mid first, now things get a bit weird, right? So, and now we're
Yeah,
just,
if I was bot, this fight doesn't even happen.
yeah, because we really just don't want to, like, if you're far enough ahead, forcing plays can be good, okay? if you're far enough ahead that you just win fights, right?
Yeah.
If you're if you're this far ahead, right, you don't quite win forced fights yet, right? So what we want to do is we want to um, go into the side and then hover, push waves, hover our team, or push side if no one reacts to you, right? And then while we're doing this, we're basically just waiting for the next neutral objectives to come up. Because that's your time when you can skirmish as a team. You have your ult, you get to the objective early, and then people run into you.
Yes. That. Yeah. That makes so much sense.
So we're doing things in the opposite way, right? And now honestly this game is really hard. They have really good peel, they have really high DPS, they have like it's Brom is really annoying for Irelia. Jax is really annoying for Irelia, and like it's a bit of an annoying
Yeah.
comp if you're like even, right?
Yeah. Funnily enough, we turn the game right next fight.
Well, let's have a look at next fight, but in my mind, you've made some quite losing
Yeah.
mistakes.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of crazy how it all started from me not resetting full Drake.
yeah, okay. And what's really funny about this is the
Yeah. I
enemy
went bot.
team overforcing, right? This is the
Yeah.
exact same thing you just did 5 minutes ago. So you can kind of see a pattern of how people lose games in this Evo.
Yeah. Oh, that that pick
Sadly, we
is so
lose the
much.
Drake.
Okay, I find it so funny. Blair just jumped over the wall.
Yeah, I mean this is all whatever. Okay, so it's kind of clear what needs to happen, right? We just need to start getting a feel more of. First off, I think if you actually put some attention to trying to think ahead and um, plan your next moves, you'll win a lot more games just from that, right?
Oh
But by
yeah.
trying to plan out your next moves, you'll also get into the habit of thinking about it, and it'll make your games way easier to review, right? Because from a like if you're reviewing this game yourself, okay, it's really hard to understand what goes
Yeah.
wrong here, right?
That's so hard to see myself like, okay, I did so well. I froze the wave. Wait, why is my team just dying there?
Yeah, exactly. So this is why we in game, inside game, we need to just start trying to plan ahead more and figure out how it is we're going to win the game. Okay? More
Yeah.
to be more specific, I want you to experiment more with a concept of who is fed on your team, right? And almost be a facilitator for them, even if you're the
Yeah.
primary carry. Okay?
That's one thing. Like, if you remember last game against the Rihanna, then I was the carry, but I thought the game was lost. While
Right.
you were like, the game is just over here. You can 1v9 super easy. The thing is, like, when there's another Fed member, I'm okay playing with them. But when I'm the carry, like that game, I didn't know what to do.
Well, you are the carry, right? But how we carry on Irelia, we can't carry like Jinx would carry, right? We can, but you need to be really fed to carry like a Jinx would, right? Instead, how you carry a game on Irelia is you find another member on your team who's really strong, and then you continuously look to fight with them and hover them, right? So let's say your ADC is really fed in mid game, right? You push every wave, and on every wave you just run mid and you sit in fog of war in this bush. Because the enemy team is going to want to take their shutdown. The enemy team is going to want to, collapse mid, whatever, right? And then you're just there and you just find 3 or 4 kills for free, right? And that's not about, it's not like you're like a Zoe or an Ari. It's not like you're trying to make them carry the game. You're just using them as a source of chaos to find free kills and skirmishes, right?
Premium bait, 500 gold shutdown ADC.
Yeah, you understand that the enemy team really wants to kill that ADC, which means they're going to get a lot of attention from the enemy team, which means that they are going to be how they're going to be the center of the game. Well, the game is going to be played around protecting and killing that ADC, right? So if you play that game, then you're going to be able to just find so many kills and so many picks. And that's how I play Irelia.
Yeah,
If you
that's
don't
also what I try to do.
if you don't have that, like if there's no one on your team, like not Briar, not Mundo, not Twitch, then you can just play in the side lane more and try and get yourself more fed and win the game by winning objective fights, right?
Yes.
So that's your other option. But
Well, I think my mid game is okay because that's what I did this game with
okay,
that point onwards. It's just this like 9 to 18 minutes this
yeah.
game that made
So
it much harder.
what I want you to do is two things. One, I want you to have a win condition on your team, right? Try and think about who on your team you want to fight with. And then I want you to put a lot of attention on that person on your team in terms of thinking like how can I find skirmishes with this person? And you're going to every time you push a wave in mid game, you're going to hover that person. Okay?
Yeah,
The
I'm
next thing I
thinking more.
the next thing
Yeah,
I
go
want
ahead.
you to do is post Bork experiment with not freezing. I know it's free kills in mid, but what you want to do is just push every wave. If while you're pushing the wave, the enemy walks up to the wave, you can Q on them and get a really good trade. But focus mainly on pushing the wave and then hovering with your team.
Yeah,
And then the
like mid
final
game,
thing
but
is
getting
I
away.
want you to be more aware of objective timers and try and think ahead if you're going to contest them or not.
Yeah,
So these are the
and
main three things that you need to work on. Objective
yeah,
timers,
and
post
two and
Bork,
three,
and win cons.
2 and 3 go very well together. I mean, they all go very well
Yeah,
together.
they go really well together because, you need to think about can my win con contest the subjective? What side of the map is my win condition on? Your post Bork, do I want to shove? So yeah, I think if you focus on these things with the mechanics that I'm seeing, you'll have a lot of success with that.
All right. Thank you for the review.
Yeah, no worries.